Hello, a very warm welcome to JoyNewsprime. We're coming to you live from our studios at Koko Mlimle. We're also live on DSTV channel 421, Go TV channel 125, and around the globe at myjoyonline.com. My name is Carlos Keloni. Coming up, the minority in parliament is alleging a grand scheme by some government officials to benefit from shady corrupt deals in the procurement of new ambulances.
Of the 307 ambulances that were imported into this country, Mr. Speaker, in 2020, about 79 has completely been broken down.
Still in Parliament, the Speaker of the House, Alban Bagbin, is claiming the International Monetary Fund, IMF, has never supported any country to develop.
To beg the IMF to celebrate us when we know that the IMF have never supported any society to develop.
And later we'll take you to Tamfiano DA Business School in the Bono region, where the serene landscape of a cemetery set the stage for the daily challenges faced by educators and learners.
We feel uncomfortable when learning. The bleating from goats, conversations from passers-by, and moving cars distract our lessons.
We have details and more. Please stay with us. Thank you so much for joining us here on JoyNewsprime. Now, the minority in Parliament are alleging a grand scheme by some government officials to benefit from a procurement deal through the importation of new ambulances. Now, according to ranking member on the Health Committee, Kobina Minta Kando, despite the lack of servicing on the current ambulance fleet, the government went ahead to import 26 new ambulances, only 10 of which were delivered. The Joboso MP says the government is still seeking to import another set of 112 ambulances.
Out of the 307 ambulances that were imported into this country, Mr. Speaker, in 2020, about 79 has completely been broken down. They are not operation. They are not in operation. And 12 have been involved in accident. So in all, about 91 of the ambulances are not in operation. Mr. Speaker, if we continue this way, I can assure you that in the next 1 to 2 years, we're not going to have a single ambulance in the fleet. Mr. Speaker, interestingly, once the National Ambulance Service is complaining of funds to even maintain the already existing ambulances, we have ordered about 26 new ambulances again. And out of these 26 ambulances that were supposed to be delivered in 2022 January, only 10 has been delivered as of now, and the rest are sitting in Dubai, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, again, when we don't have a sustainable source of even maintaining the already existing fleets, we are thinking about importing another 112 new ambulances. Mr. Speaker, if somebody is not thinking about, kickback, what is it that we cannot get money to maintain the fleet we have, but we are still buying more? We are behaving like somebody who is fetching water into a cane basket.
Now, Kobina Minta Kando also criticized the National Vaccine Institute of using major chunk of the 78 million cedis budgeted for them to organize seminars and conferences.
National Vaccine Institute. Mr. Speaker, the National Vaccine Institute has been established. And if I may read, the committee recognized that the institute will begin full operations in 2024. Which will involve the recruitment of personnel with a total budget of 78.8 million Ghana cedis. Mr. Speaker, let's take note that it is not the Vaccine Institute that is going to produce the vaccine or going to manufacture the vaccines. They are only going to perform supervisory role. They are not directly going to produce the vaccines. Mr. Speaker, we have allocated as much as 78 million Ghana cedis to this small institute. And listen to what they are going to use the 78 million Ghana cedis for. Mr. Speaker, if you refer to their own document they presented to the committee, Mr. Speaker, they are going to use, out of the 78 million Ghana cedis, they are going to use 2.5 million Ghana cedis for international seminars and conferences. 2.5. I hope Mr. Speaker is listening. 2.5 for international seminars and conferences, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, that is not enough. They are going to use about 3.4 million Ghana cedis for local seminars and conferences, the one they are hosting. So, Mr. Speaker, together, they are using more than 5 million Ghana cedis in another economy for seminars and conferences. For seminars and conferences.
Now, still in Parliament, the Speaker of the House, Alban Bagbin, has stressed that the International Monetary Fund, IMF, has never supported any country to develop. He said that it was unfortunate for Ghana, blessed with natural resources, to go cap in hand to the IMF over 17 times seeking financial assistance. He therefore advocated for the formulation of a national development plan with supporting legislature to compel successive government to stick to it. Mr. Bagbin was speaking at a public forum in Ho to commemorate Ghana's 3 decades of parliamentary democracy.
We were all carried away by Osofu Davizi and his group, who were singing, "We are going, heavens know where we are going. We know we will." You don't know where you are going. Only the heavens know where you are going. But you are sure you will. If you don't know where you are going, any route will get you there. And I think it's time for us to redefine the route. Get a national development plan and vision where we will all buy into it. Get everybody once again on board, like the 1992 Constitution did, and then we'll be moving in one direction. Not for NDC to win. Change the direction. For NPP to win and change the direction, and we leave a lot of uncompleted projects, wasting a lot of national resources, and going to beg the IMF to salvage us when we know that the IMF have never supported any society to develop. No society in the world has developed through the assistance of the IMF. So we've been there 17 times and we are worse off. Yes, we are there again, cap in hand begging for salvation. So please, I'm saying all this because I don't want you to lose interest in our chosen course. It's the right decision to go the democratic way. But we need to look at some issues that are debilitating.
Now, away from Parliament, over 300 women and girls affected by floods from the spillage of the Akosombo Dam in the Central and Southern District have received complimentary hairdressing session organized by Weave Ghana Limited, a hair and hair product manufacturing company. Now, officials of the company believe this gesture will significantly contribute to helping the flood victims find some joy during this year's Christmas, despite losing their livelihoods to the devastating floods. There's more in the following report. bring that story later in the bulletin. But moving on, the rate of child marriages is still very high in the Mamprogo, Muaduri and West Mamprose district of the Northeast region, as well as the Bosa South district of the Upper East region. According to Child Rights and Community Development NGO, Africates Ghana, this is adversely affecting the education of girls between the ages of 12 and 14 years, as many of them are out of school, despite existing interventions that should allow these girls to be in school for free. This came to light at a knowledge-sharing workshop on child marriages at Wali Wali in the Northeast region. Upper East Regional correspondent Albert Sorry has more in the following report.
The 7th annual knowledge-sharing workshop on child protection was organized at Wali Wali in the Northeast region by Africates Ghana, a child rights and community development NGO, to bring together stakeholders to discuss the crucial issue of child marriage and how it continues to truncate the future of young girls in northern Ghana. It came to light during the discussions that data from the 2021 National Population Census show that the Northeast region has the highest rate of child marriages at 13%, which is more than twice the national average of just 4%. The Savannah and Northern regions follow at 10.9% and 10.6% respectively, followed by the Upper West and Upper East regions with 8.5% and 6.7% respectively. While girls between 13 and 17 are affected, these percentages account for girls between the ages of 12 and 14 years alone. It also emerged that the Mamprogo Muaduri district of the Northeast region and the Busa South district of the Upper East region have high prevalence rates of child marriages. A child rights advocate, Elizabeth Agonya, recounted how many of her colleagues had dropped out of school to become wives at very tender ages.
My own younger sister just last month, she was somewhere 40 years, 2008, when she just got married without any reason. Because her friends are getting married, she wants to get married. Some of the girls, when they always get married and you go there, they will make an excuse saying that, oh, I don't have books, I don't have that, because my parents can't buy me pads, or other things that made me to get married. So when there are NGOs like that, example like Africans, they are always willing to provide the girl with all that is in order for you to go back to school, because that is what they allow you to say as an excuse.
According to the Mamprogo Muaduri district manager of Africates Ghana, Matthew Abagna, the practice is culturally ingrained.
People from the community, teachers, traditional rulers, government institutions, they actually admit that the issue is persisting in the community, and it also brought to fore that the issue actually has to be tackled with all hands on deck, and it also brought to fore that the issues have been ingrained. It's a cultural practice. It's like the communities have accepted it, and so at the end of the day, discussion, what we are taking up is that there's a need, as all the stakeholders agree, there's a need for increased stakeholder collaboration so that together we'll be able to tackle the issue.
The situation has led to many girls truncating their education despite existing interventions in the Northeast region that aid girls to go to school for free. Edem Agbe is the managing director for the Participatory Development Associates, a child-centered organization partnering with Africates Ghana.
About 50% of girls between the ages of 12 to 17 currently in Northeast are at risk of dropping out of school because of child marriage practices. And that is an important thing that stakeholders have to be conscious about to protect these children. We are going to analyze this data more, the statistics more, and bring it to the level of communities. We will use it to create infographics, we will create documentaries out of it, we will create posters out of it for people to see how alarming the situation is.
District Chief Executive for the Mamprogo Muaduri District, Abu Adams, called for a stronger collaboration among stakeholders to help eliminate child marriages.
It needs the traditional authorities, religious leaders to help in this fight, because some of these things come with some practices, traditional practices that they believe in, and we need to let our chiefs be aware that it's something that is against the law.
For Joy News, Albert Sorry, Wali.
Now, the Ghana Education Service says its deliberate push for more play-based approaches in the country's preschool is to promote lifelong learning in the school children. Our Central Regional Early Childhood Coordinator, Albert Ayer, says the Central Region is urging or using the approaches to getting resources to start the project ahead of government releasing funds to start the nationwide project. She was speaking at the capacity building of the early childhood teachers in the Central Region. There's more in the following report.
Play-based approaches have been adjudged as the best fit in early childhood development. Governments, in partnership with SABA and other organizations, are training early childhood teachers and, in addition, release funding to procure resources to enhance the play-based learning. Alberta Aye is the Central Regional Early Childhood Coordinator.
We are looking forward to the national scaling of the INSET manual. That is the manual that houses the play-based pedagogy. Now, before that is even done, the Central Region has been able to do that in 6 districts. And then now, as a region, we have been able to bring all our coordinators together to train them so that they can go to their districts and their municipalities to start training in circuit-based, so that before the government makes funds available for national scaling, the Central Region is leading. And that is why the regional officers are also here. So as a regional office, we have about 6 members there who will go for monitoring, to know that after they have come for the training, they are not just sitting down. They can use the PLC sessions in the school to train the KG teachers by groups, so that in a term, if they say they want to go to 5 circuits, the coordinator can do that with the support of the training officer. That is why the training officer is also part of the training.
Central Regional Director of the Ghana Education Service indicated how crucial the play-based approaches have become in enhancing education. His speech was read on his behalf.
I am optimistic that this training shall be the surest way to help improve education delivery at the early grade level in the region. I anticipate that this training will empower you to serve as catalysts for positive change within your communities.
Foster Cephas Ama is with SABA Education. He explains how his organization is working to equip early childhood coordinators.
And when these EC coordinators are equipped, they are in charge of monitoring and supervising all the KGs in their district. So they are now going to be better positioned to provide one-on-one support to teachers upon their routine visit. Quite apart from that, they can work with their district directors and training officers to organize in-service training for KG teachers. Now they can pick different aspects of the content to now train the KG teachers on as they deem fit.
The 5-day capacity training for early childhood coordinators in the Central Region is expected to give a major boost to education outcomes.
Now let's embark on a journey to an extraordinary Tafiano DA Basic School in the Bono region, where the serene landscape of a cemetery set the stage for the daily challenges faced by educators and learners. Due to the deplorable state of the junior high school JHS block, pupils find themselves struggling to find moments to concentrate and learn. How can you focus with the bleating from goats, conversations from passers-by, and moving vehicles? Seyram Abladi Souza has this week's episode of Ghana Schools of Shape as we explore the unique challenges faced by a school wedged between the calmness of a cemetery and the liveliness of a sheep pen.
Nestled in the heart of Tanfiano, a serene village in the Nkranza North District of the Bono East region, is the Tanfiano DA Basic School, a school with a unique set of challenges. It is the first school I have seen that serves as a burial ground and a sheep's pen. Yes, a cemetery and sheep-pen sandwiched school, or describe it as between the final resting place of the departed and the bustling activity of a sheep pen. Teachers here are forced to compete with each other's voice as well as the rhythmic grazing of sheep, creating a sound that contests with the disharmony of honking cars and the persistent grinding of motorcycles passing by.
Say yes, Kumuhai, and Ade Papa say ye better name as
We feel uncomfortable when learning. The bleating from goats, conversations from passers-by, and moving cars distract our lessons. We are pleading with authorities to build the school a new structure for us. There are no classrooms, no furniture, and no teaching and learning materials.
The best lab and so and Amayanya school say you see dear crana, it's the number being very class. The
animals sometimes enter our classrooms while we are learning, and we would have to stop and drive them away.
You're still watching Joy News Prime with me, Carlos Caloni here. We'll take a short break. We'll return with more. Please stay with us. Welcome back. Now, the National Secretary of the Progressive People's Party, PPP, Remy Pa Edmondson, has disclosed that the party starting tomorrow, Monday, will open nominations for party members who wish to file to contest for the party's parliamentary primaries. Now, he said the party is currently conducting elections for polling station and constituency executives, after which they will conduct elections for the regional and national executives. Remy Parkwesi made a disclosure after meeting with constituency and regional executives of the party in the Upper West region. Now, Joy News Upper West regional correspondent Rafiq Salam reports from Wa.
The Progressive People's Party, PPP, for the past months has been engaged in the reorganization of the party, aimed at energizing its base to be battle-ready for the 2024 general elections. This they started with the launch of the regional and constituency officers for the party in fulfillment of the requirement of the Electoral Commission of Ghana ahead of the 2024 presidential and parliamentary elections. Speaking in an exclusive interview to Joy News after a meeting with regional and constituency executives and supporters of the party, National Secretary of the PPP, Remy Pa Edmondson, stated that the party is fully prepared for the December 2024 general elections. He disclosed that starting from Monday, the party will open nominations for party members who wish to file to contest for the party's parliamentary primaries.
We are prepared very well. We started last year actually to reorganize our grassroots. We had our 10th anniversary on 1st October 2022. We held it in the Elmina, which is our birthplace. And also we chose Elmina because it was the KE constituency was the constituency that performed the best in 2022.
That's all we have in this hour. You can log on to myjoyonline.com for more stories. My name is Carlos Caloni. Thank you so much for watching. Have a great evening.